All right, Facebook and Instagram stories. So, whenever we talk about story, the first thing that comes in our mind is use it to tell your story, connect with your audience, or show your personality, show things about your personal life, right? But how exactly do we do it, right? That is a major problem I have been seeing. And in today's session, we will just be talking about this small particular thing, right? And we're so confused because everybody's seeing post about yourself, talk about who you are, share what you do. And the most common thing heard is just connect with the audience through stories, right? And nobody exactly tells how. And I'm personally so much done with everybody saying, show the how and sell, like show the what and sell the how. And I think we need to stop that and just share everything that we can. And I think that is what exactly I'm trying to do here is I'm not just going to share you like tell you these are the things, go and apply, or just figure it out on your own. As much as possible I would be giving you right here so you can actually implement. So before, as I was creating the morning, as I was sitting to create the slides for this training, I just went through a few people's story just to gather what are the mistakes that a lot of coaches have been doing. So there are way more mistakes I think we can find out if we spend some time. That is, first one is highly polished content, right? People are always posting content that is highly polished. Just there's no other word for that, right? And stories are such that where we need to talk about present the raw side, and we do not need to put out content that is highly aligned with our branding, where we are editing it and it does not have any flaws. That is not how stories are. It's supposed to be on the go, very naturally, and it should be very raw, right? So people are always I saw is they're posting quotes, right? You're a life coach, you're a mindset coach, does not mean that you're always posting quotes, right? That is what I've been noticing. Second is you are always either promoting, right? Again, there are better sales technique than always just promoting in your story. And what happens is when you're always promoting, people just skip your stories. And when people, a lot of people start skipping your story, whenever they even see your story, they don't even click because they know that the only thing that you're doing there is promoting, right? Third is very long videos. So what I see another thing happening is putting now the bandwidth of story video is 1 minute, right? They're putting 1 whole minute video, and people are not watching till the end. So even if you have a longer thing to explain, make it shorter and put it out in your video. Another mistake that I've noticed is you're posting too many content, too many stories at one go. That is, I've seen even 10 to 15 stories coming up together at once, and people are not watching till the after like maybe third or fourth story. They would just skip and they would not watch, right? So, what's the use of you spending so much time, investing so much time, and creating the rest of the story, right? Another thing I see is overly reposting other people's post, right? Again, that is not the best utilization of the story. The last one, I would not say the last one, but the ones that I could capture in the morning is they're always talking about themselves without it actually being linked to your offer or your program, right? Again, talking in a story to show your personality or show any of your personal life does not mean that you are always talking about yourself or talking about things that your audience are might not be interested in hearing from you. So, I don't want to go much in depth of the theories or anything, but just the basic of why you should focus on a story strategy is it is a really great way to get direct sales and generate leads. That too from a very warmed up audience who know you and who have built the trust factor in you. Second is it helps us to build a permanent connection in our audience's subconscious mind, which again directly, indirectly affects a lot in the lead generation process. Third one is with the help of stories, we'll be able to show your personality besides the typical educational content or you posting quotes, right? And when people see a person behind the brand, will be able to build a loyal tribe. We'll be seen as the go-to expert because we're posting things that position us as an expert if done properly, right? Another one is we'll be able to continuously increase the level of awareness of our prospect, and eventually we can help them to we can push them to becoming our clients in the most ethical way, right? So no more than this in that portion. So there are just two types of story that you need to focus on depending on your phase. That is either evergreen story or launching story, right? Evergreen is when you're not launching like any sorts of challenges, webinars, or you're having master classes, or you're launching your own product, right? Besides any if you're doing any of those, that is launching. Else the normal time is evergreen story. And we usually only want four measure outcomes from our evergreen story, right? So this in this video, we'll just talk about evergreen story, and we'll talk about launching stories maybe in the near future, right? So evergreen, so this story that we're going to talk is when you do not have any of your launches, or when you're not actively promoting any of your event, right? We want to either attract people, make them aware about our process and the topic that we are an expert at, position ourselves as an authority, and make them take action, right? So what we want to do in our story is we want to attract the most, right? We want to have a mediocre level of awareness and authority building, and we want to uh, post the action content, that is sales content, the least, right? So here is a breakdown. 35% of your story should be around attraction, 25 on authority, 25 on awareness, and 15% on action taking, right? So how would you know if what percentage it is? You don't need to worry a lot about, because I've created this content calendar template for you all, which is right here, and you can use it directly, right? So I'll come back to that in a while. So again, as I said, awareness would also have two subtopic, that is educating, and we're repeating the signature framework, right? Your signature framework, what makes you a unique coach, right? Second is on attraction. We'll be talking about our personal life and business behind the scene, right? When it comes to authority, we'll be talking about our client win or our milestone. And fourth is action taking. We'll prompt to take them some call to action or a direct selling. So I'll just give you an example so you're clear on each of this, right? Awareness. So in this example, what I'm doing is I'm talking about how your pricing should justify the value you bring to the table. And nowadays, I've been seeing this trend of people jumping into high ticket because a lot of other people are, and that is not how you should be pricing your coaching, right? It should be based on your value. So this is what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to create awareness about the topic that I talk about, right? I'm trying to educate them on this particular topic. Another one around awareness is repetition, right? So, what I'm trying to repeat here is my core mission, that is helping people in intangible niches, right? Intangible niches like relationship, parenting, self love, spiritual, all of these are not like business or sales or any sorts of where people cannot see tangible result, right? Like making lots of money. It's very easy to sell business coaching or other sorts of coaching, but these niches take special attention, and that is what I'm saying is that is my mission. So if I repeat myself enough, that just gets into the mind of my audience eventually, right? Another is attraction, right? So attraction, in this what we talk about is our personal side, right? So what I'm talking here is this particular quote that I really liked and that aligns with me. Again, another example for lots of coaches who are putting quote is give a background while posting a quote as well. Another one is business behind the scene, right? What I'm saying here is I started my Monday morning by reviewing my client's content, and what I'm mentioning is without proper feedback and review, uh, improving is very challenging. And that is the exact reason why coaching, mentoring is still very valuable, because there's uh, uh, constant feedback going on right there, right? So that is what I'm trying to explain in here, and showing that I'm working on a business. I have clients for whom I'm putting out lots of beautiful efforts right here, right? So that is what I'm trying to show here. Authority building is I'm just trying to show that my coaching is helping others get results. So this is me congratulating my client for he was getting back-to-back clients, and this is I'm just posting that there. Another one here is milestone, where I'm showing that I achieved certain milestone, right? So those were the no, we have the action one here. So action one here is we're just telling them to take a action towards what we are promoting at the moment, right? So it could be a free event, it could be a paid event, it could be a challenges. So we don't want to over promote in the evergreen and have around 15% of our content is action. And this is direct selling where I'm saying who would benefit, or I think I'm just saying just sign up for booking a call right there, right? So this is all we have here. And the story template that you can use for the next 30 days is this one here. So you can just go through it. Day one, ideally you should be posting 3 days a week, 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And I've just all of this is I've just measured and kept in the not measured but then calculated and kept in the necessary percentage here. So you don't need to worry much about how many percentage of attraction awareness. You can follow this day by day. So yeah, this is it. You can just go through it once. I'll just upload the example slide right here, and this is the calendar that you can utilize. You can make a copy of this and use it. So if you don't know, you could just come here, file, make a copy, and make the necessary changes and use it. So here's some not so important detail is that is design. You don't need to uh, do any fancy design or invest anything in trying to learn any sorts of design for stories. It's supposed to be short and on raw frequency. So typically I suggest you on posting 2 to 3 stories according to the calendar, around 4 to 5 times a week, right? Engagement stickers are supposedly, right? I'm using the word supposedly because there's no, what is that called? No direct data on it actually increases or not. But engagement stickers like poll, vote, question tag, emoji tab, I've heard it everywhere that it positively influences the algorithm. Colors and fonts, so we do not need heavy branding, but I suggest to have a consistent color in the story that you're using every time, and font that is easy to read, right? No fancy font. And consistency is this is something I think I'm telling it to myself is a lot of times in the past what I've done is either I'm posting 3 times a day, 4 times a day for a month straight, and then once I stop that, I don't post at all, right? And for the same thing, little is better than none is what I'm trying to do for myself as well, and I think you should all do. And another process or another thing that you can do to put up the story consistently is batch create it. So maybe on Sundays, or not Sundays, maybe on Mondays, you can make it a pack that you create the stories for the week so that you're consistent throughout, right? And consistency, as you all are well known with, is it does not mean that you post every single day, thrice a week, thrice a day. Rather, even if you're posting once or twice every other day, but you're still posting it regularly, that is also amazing. So that's all for this short training. Today's turned